Hey guys, this is going to be a tutorial on how to make visual effects Soulcoaster meshes. This is great for video games or when you want to have a texture pan across a curved surface. And this is a really easy, fast way of making them. So the way I make them is using the curves tool, which involves using the CV curve tool. So you can see, if I like to hold X and this snaps it to the grid. If I start clicking, it starts creating a curve or a line, right? If I use the Bezier, the 3 Bezier, after I select a couple of these, it'll create a curve, and then I can go back in, right click, control vertex, and this will allow me to essentially move these around and nudge them to the shape I wanted. So what's cool about this is that you can use the tools I'm about to show you. Let me hide this. You can use the tools I'm about to show you to basically make really nice Soulcoaster meshes. So for example, you can use the extrude tool. With this linear curve, I just like to attach it really close or right there basically with the curve. And then select the Bezier curve. And then you can go to Surfaces, Extrude. These are the settings I like to have. I like to have Tube at Path, closest endpoint. Make sure it's set to polygons, that way you can import into the game. And you could set to quads, but you'll find later that you might have some weird topology here and there, but that can usually get fixed by setting this to triangles or triangulating yourself or fixing the topology yourself, but that's not a big deal right now. So let's just click apply, and as you can see, it makes a perfectly smooth surface, right? And if you don't like how much topology it has, you can always just smooth it out, or I'm sure there's a setting here to increase the amount of topology. But what's cool about this is that after the fact, you can go in and move the vertices or the original thing you extruded from, and it'll start sort of changing the shape. If I were to go back to my Bezier tool and then let's say move around this, then I could start getting a different shape. But scaling doesn't always work as well when you're using a Bezier tool or when you're using the extrude method. So let me show you another method. Let me hide this. So the other method includes using the Loft tool. So under Surfaces, Loft. These are the settings I usually like to go for. So the Loft tool, well, basically, let me create some circles here. If I duplicate these, make it a little bigger, and then this one a little smaller, you select the curves in the order you'd want to extrude them in, like this, 1, 2, 3. And then when you loft, it creates a piece of geometry to that shape. So you can see this is already a very helpful shape that could be used for something. But on top of that, your UVs are automatically straightened, which is incredible for visual effects, right? You might notice there's some weird topology here and there. Like there's a place where there might be a crisscross, there might be some n-gons, but those are easy enough to fix. That also happens with the extrude tool, but you can do it this way to make more curved cylindrical vase meshes, or you can use several lines. So I'm selecting them in the order I want them to be lofted in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once I apply it, you see it creates this very interesting shape with different widths depending on basically how long this curve is. And I can go in after the fact and adjust each of these curves, and it adjusts the overall shape of the topology. And the cool thing is curves like to sort of keep a curvy shape, right? So they'll sort of help you get a less straightened shape. And you can always go in and smooth it if you needed to. Wow, there you go. Or just add divisions. It's up to you. I believe you can also increase the amount of topology, probably in section spans, somewhere here. But this is already just a great way to get a starting base mesh. And that's how you make some really easy curved polygon, visual effects, Soulcoaster meshes for your games. Now all you need to do is have a texture that's clamped and it pans across it, and then you're good to go. You have good panning textures on interesting curved surfaces.